Brody Lorick. Batting ninth in left field, number 14, Christian Gomez. And at first base, number 13, Jake Kennedy. Fargo Jets are coached by Mike Butane and assisted by Bill Eibach and August Brookman. And now the home team on the scoreboard, the Castleton Post 15 Haymakers. First the non-starters. Number 7, Grayson Lewis. Number 10, Jack Everson. Number 12, Owen Cates. Number 13, Rylan Boder. Number 14, Lucas Christensen. And number 20, Kate Lindstrom. And now your starting lineup for Castleton. Leading things off at second base, number 5, Sam Haberbeck. Batting second and designated hitter, number 8, Logan Rotten. Batting third at third base, number 1, Carter Maggio. Batting cleanup in right field, number 6, Braden Mitchell. Batting fifth in left field, number 2, Eli Gourde. Catching today, number 4, Cale Pearson. Center field, number 3, Carter Vercoda. At first base, batting eighth, number 19, Noah Mucka. And batting ninth and playing short, number 9, Keegan Peterson.
It is time for American Legion postseason baseball here in 103.9 The Truck. Thank you for joining us as this afternoon it is an elimination game in the Class A East Region Legion Baseball Tournament. The Castleton Haymakers taking on the Fargo Post 2 Jets. Our coverage brought to you by the Cass County Reporter, by Gordy's Travel Plaza of Casselton and Mapleton, by Kiefer Tree of Castleton, Casselton Veterinary Service, Castleton and South Fargo, by AIM Ag Drainage. Contact Andrew Frazee at AIM Ag Drainage, by Bank North, and by Cottonwood Golf Course of Castleton. Well, both these teams need a win to get into a state qualifier game tomorrow, as the 7-seeded Fargo Jets, who played in the play-in, took care of the Post 400 Comets 3-1 on Wednesday night, were shut out by a trio of Wahpeton pitchers yesterday, 6-0. Meantime, the Haymakers struggled yesterday as 4 errors in the field and a balanced attack. While the West Fargo Aces a 12-2 victory to put the Haymakers here in this win-or-go-home round. This will be the first of 2 elimination games here at Jack Williams Stadium. These semifinals come up tonight, starting with the West Fargo Aces in Wahpeton and Kindred, the Post-117 Vikings, late tonight against surprising Valley Cities. Our national anthem up next. Let's get a weather check. We'll come back with the starting lineup and first pitch in 30 seconds. Our national anthem here at Jack Williams Stadium in Fargo as the Haymakers yesterday fall 12-2 to the West Fargo Aces as a 4-run first inning, 4 unearned runs really got the Aces off to a fast start. They finished it off with a 3-run home run in the sixth inning as that 3-run shot from Landon Zink finished things off, and really a game that just didn't go right. I wouldn't say from the immediate start. Castleton got an early run, took the lead, and he thought, hey, they've got the lead. We'll see how things shake out. But, boy, after that, a couple of errors in the field early on, and just could not consistently stretch things together offensively. As Jackson Parker will make his first appearance on the mound this year against the Fargo Jets, taking his warm-up tosses right now. Casselton is the higher seed of the two. They are the 6th seed. The Jets are number 7. So they are the home team. The high seed is the home team through the tournament. For the Fargo Jets, coached by Mike Boutain, starting lineup will go like this. As these teams split 1-run wins on each side back on June 20th in Castleton. Leading off will be the third baseman Quinn Miller. Batting second will be the right fielder Brady Hecker. Batting third in pitching, he beat the Haymakers on June 20th. It's Ethan Eibach. Batting fourth will be the shortstop Andrew Perrault. Batting fifth at second base Ozzie Egan. Batting sixth, the center fielder Harper Schultz. Batting seventh, the designated hitter Andy Hansen. Batting eighth and catching Brody Rorick. Batting ninth will be the left fielder Christian Gomez. Defensively for Castleton, it'll be Jackson Parker on the mound. Cale Pearson behind the plate. While the infield, Carter Maggio is at third. Keegan Peterson at shortstop. Sam Coppervig at second, and Noah Muckow at first. In the outfield, Eli Bohr in left, Carter Vercoda in center, and Braden Mitchell in right. Quinn Miller set to step in. Before he does, let's pause for station identification. 10 for ID. This is American Legion Playoff Baseball.
Baseman, number 8, Quinn Miller.
First pitch at 12:02 is down and in ball 1 to Quinn Miller. The left-handed hitting third baseman wears number 8. It is a steamy heat bath of a day so far. 87 degrees. Highs expected about 95. We could see the heat indices as the ball makes it 2-0 here to Miller. Heat index could knock on the door of 100. South winds at 18 to 29 miles an hour, and it is all of that. Called strike. Craig Ritchie's calling balls and strikes. It's 2-1 the count. Miller actually looking back, he did not play against the Haymakers in the first and the only matchup, a doubleheader back on the 20th of June. Ball makes it 3-1 the count. Miller so far here in the tournament 1 for 4 with a walk. And the 3-1 delivery by Parker is outside to lead off walk. Brady Hecker, the batter. Right fielder wears number 4. Hecker knocked in a run on Wednesday in the 3-1 win over the Pulse 400 Comets. Hecker is 1 for 6 with a run batted into the tournament. Hecker against the Haymakers 2 for 7 with a run batted into the year. So an early base runner here for the Jets, the visiting team in their home ballpark. Here's a chopper fouled, hit the batter in the batter's box and strike 1. So 87, and it is just, you have to, if you're going to stay hydrated, you need to do it ahead of time. And a day like today it's going to take a lot out of you. It's just warm and windy, and thankfully there's some air moving. I was talking to somebody before the game today. So just imagine if it was this and there was no wind. And we had a few days last week where it was a little bit cooler, but there's no breeze. You get 85 and no breeze, and there's a little bit of humidity. I can wear you out as well. 1-1 the count here to Hecker. Good lead over at first. Miller starting to get into that primary lead. Noah Muckow to hold him on. Throw to first and the runner back. We did have some air show traffic here before first pitch. I can guarantee nothing whether we'll have the show we had yesterday. No guarantees. 1-1 the count. And the delivery. Swing and a miss. At times might have been more entertaining than what we were trying to deliver to you. 1-2 the count. It is 300 down each line here at Jack Williams Stadium. 390 to straightaway center. And the delivery. Little chopper out to short. Charging Peterson going to have a tough play. And one play to first and not made. Ball gets away from Muck out of the sidewall, and Karen's back into shallow right field. At third, they'll put the brakes on Quinn Miller. As Mike Boutain backpedal from the coaching box to put the brakes on, he'll stop at third. Hecker to second on an error charge to Keegan Peterson. And it's looking like Groundhog's Day here for the Haymakers as this is starting eerily similar to what they dealt with yesterday. 2 errors in the field really got things going, and the Vets took advantage, 4 runs. And really had the Haymakers chasing the scoreboard yesterday. Ethan Eibach, the batter, and he was the winning pitcher against the Haymakers back on June 20th in a 3-2 win. There's the Plains. And a foul back by Eibach at strike 1. I saw some people pointing, and I thought, what are they pointing at? That's what they were pointing at. 1 strike the count. With that south wind blowing in, flag basically just about straight in from center field. Check the trail base runner at second. Parker on 0-1 deals. It is a ball. 1-1 the count. Parker's last outing was a win over Wahpeton. Game 2 of the doubleheader was an 11-1 win. In 6 innings, he went the distance in that one. Also beat Valley City on the 9th as well. And the 1-1 pitch. Changing speeds, called strike 1-2 to Eibach. Eibach so far here in the tournament is 0 for 6. The Jets held to 3 hits last night, struck out 11 times against 3 Wahpeton pitchers in a 6-0 win for Wahpeton post 20. 1-2 delivery, fastball struck him out. So there's 1 for Parker. 1 away here at the top of the first inning for Andrew Peralt.
Next up for the Jets.
Peralt 1 for 7 against the Haymakers this year in an RBI double and a 3-2 win on June 20th. Peralt 0 for 6 here in the tournament. The Haymakers seem to be content to swap a run for an out. Infield is even with the bag at the corners and kind of sort of halfway up the middle. Peterson's a little bit deeper at short. Kauberving in a couple of steps at second. Swing and a miss by Peralt and strike 1. Winner here stays alive in the tournament and will play in a state qualifier tomorrow at 2:30. They will play the loser of the late game tonight with Kindred and Valley City. And there was a story from yesterday. It was Valley City post 60. The 9 seed upset top seed Devils Lake 3-2. Flip foul on a play by Peralt and 2 strikes the count. Key opportunity here for the Jets to try and strike, and that's what they did in both games against the Haymakers, even though they won 1. They got the lead and didn't let it go in game 1. Had an early lead. The Haymakers had to rally and walked him off in the 7th. Check swing, did he go? And he did not. He was able to hold up, and it's 1-2 the count. Looked like he did from here. And the pitch was down to the zone, so it wasn't a called strike either. Very potential for 1. 1-2. Miller at third, Hecker at second. Jets the 7 seed. And the pitch on the way. Inside, nearly hit him. Turning away was Peralt. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. But Valley City got a good pitching performance from Carver Peterson and just enough timely hitting. 3-2 they beat Devils Lake. The Jets finished 7-11 in East Region play this year. And the 2-2 coming. It is strike 3. Got him looking. On the outside corner. So a couple of strikeouts here, and Parker is a strikeout pitcher, and when he's needed him, he's been able to get him. So 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, turns into 2nd and 3rd and 2 down for Ozzie Egan. Left-handed hitting second baseman wears number 7. As Egan 1 for 7 against the Haymakers this year. Parker, this is his first appearance against the Jets on the season. Up high with a fastball, and 1-0 the count. Egan 2 for 3 in their win over the Post 400 Comets. He's actually 4 for 6. He's their leading hitter so far in the tournament. 2 hits in each game for the Jets. Outfield, for the most part, shallow, especially in center and right. Down low, and it's 1-1. Braden Mitchell in right field. Logan Broughton is in the lineup, but he is DHing today, so Mitch Shear and Nick Holm putting the pieces together, puts Braden Mitchell in right field. Here's the 2-0 from Parker. There's a line drive. It is off the glove of Peterson into left. It's good for a base hit. 1 run to score. They'll stop Hecker at third, and the Jets grab a 1-0 lead. A line drive just off the glove of Peterson, making a leap and just couldn't get it. RBI single. Egan 5 hits now here in the tournament. A 2-out run, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Jets. Harper Schultz was the leadoff batter when the teams met in June. He is 1 for 7 against Castelton pitching with a double and 2 runs batted in. And Schultz, 2 hits and an RBI Wednesday, 2 for 6 in the tournament. And the pitch down low, and it's 1-0 the count. Rest of the schedule for today's second elimination game. The Fargo Bombers take on Devil's Lake. That will be approximately 2:30. Fastball outside. It's 2-0 the count. So one of the first teams that could be eliminated will either be the 1 or the 4 seed. And that's kind of sometimes you get if the games don't go to chalk as far as seeding goes, sometimes that'll happen. 2-0 the count. Runner from first takes off. Haymakers will throw down. Throw is cut off. Return throw back to the plate and safe. Hecker slides in around the tag of Cale Pearson. They execute the double steal. Not smoothly, but effectively. 2-0 in favor of the Jets. Throw came through back to Coppervig. He kind of caught it at the bag. He didn't cut it off, and then Hecker took off for the plate. And the throw looked like it was there. A nice tag, or a nice slide and maneuver around the tag of Pearson makes it a 2-0 Jets advantage here in the top of the first inning. We're with you here on 103.9 The Truck, also on the Fargo Post 2 YouTube page. They are streaming all the games. If you want the audio with the moving pictures, that works as well. 2 balls and 1 strike the count here to Schultz. Now a runner at second, so the Jets, a couple of runs here early. And the Haymakers again will be chasing the score a little bit. Busy day for baseball. We'll keep tabs. Kindred Babe Ruth underway in the State B Babe Ruth tournament at Carrington. They are playing Hatton Northwood. Striking, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. The State Babe Ruth starting today. State B Legion, the teams are just about set. Thompson and Lisbon clinched berths last night. That'll start a week from today in Lemoore. 2-2 outside, 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. At Kindred and Hatton Northwood in that Class B State Babe Ruth tournament, it is 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eli Mack pitching for Kindred. Egan's at second. It's now 3-2 as that pitch count starting to ride up here on Jackson Parker in the opening inning. Haymakers, 3 pitchers they used yesterday, foul back to the netting. And 3 balls and 2 strikes once more. Braden Mitchell, 71 pitches in 3 innings. Interesting to see where the Haymakers go. Carter Maggio available. I'd imagine they potentially would like to save him for a game tomorrow, but you got to win to get to tomorrow. Low ball 4 and a walk. So 2 walks in the inning. It's not as if the Jets have bashed the ball around. They have been very opportunistic, and that'll put runners at first and second, 2 down. 27 pitches already in this opening inning for Parker. And Andy Hansen, the left-handed hitting designated hitter, to the plate. Hansen 0 for 7 against the Haymakers this year. And letter high strikes as Craig Ritchie. It's 0-1. Hansen 0 for 3 Wednesday. Pitched last night but did not hit against Wahpeton. As Post 20 jumped out to an early lead. Really a big inning, a 5-run second, and then things kind of leveled off after that. 6-0 the final. A strike, and Hansen down to the count at 0-2. Supposed to be just as windy, if not windier today. More wind apparently means more heat. 2 strikes as Hansen, good take there, pitch up on the zone and did not bite. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. So Parker, a 30-pitch first inning, which is not what the Haymakers were looking for here. Moore off the line, more into left center, and that is flipped down the left field line. Chasing is Maggio, and it'll land out of play near the visiting team bullpen. They have the bullpens fenced in. They are beyond the dugout. They're kind of down the right field line, and then the fence is kind of cut at an angle, almost like a 45-degree angle towards the foul pole. Talked about yesterday how ample foul territory here at Jack Williams. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Egan at second, Schultz at first. 2-0 in favor of the 7-seeded Fargo Jets. They are one of the teams associated with post 2, and the 1-2 pitch. Up in the zone again. Didn't bite. 2-2 the count, so we are seeing a very patient approach. And that was one thing we really commended the Aces about yesterday in their win is, boy, they did good at bats. They did not give up at bats. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Foul tip held by Pearson. That'll end the inning, but the Jets take advantage with a pair of runs to grab the early lead. 2 runs and a hit, 1 error, and 2 left on. We'll get you the Haymakers batting order when we come back. It's the Fargo Jets 2, Castleton coming to bat in half a minute. Bach will get his warm-up tosses in. Ibach got the save Wednesday night against the Post 400 Comets, 23 pitches, so can come back today. The starting lineup will go like this for the Casselton Haymakers under coaches Mitch Shear and Nick Holm. Leading off will be the second baseman Sam Coppervig. Batting second, designated hitter Logan Broughton. He'll DH for the pitcher Jackson Parker. Batting third at third base Carter Baggio. Batting fourth in right field Braden Mitchell. Batting fifth, the left fielder Eli Bohr. Batting sixth and catching Cale Pearson. Batting seventh in center field Carter Verkota. Batting eighth at first base Noah Muckow. Batting ninth will be the shortstop Keegan Peterson. Defensively for the Jets, Ibach on the mound. Brady Rorick is behind the plate. Around the infield, Quinn Miller at third. Andrew Peralt is at shortstop. Ozzie Egan at second. Jake Kennedy at first. And in the outfield, Christian Gomez in left. Harper Schultz in center. And Brady Hecker in right field.
Leading off for Castleton, second baseman
Sam Coppervig to lead things off for the Haymakers. Coppervig got the game on the right foot for Castleton yesterday as he singled, went to third in an error, and eventually scored. Called strike here, and it's 0-1. He was 1 for 3. Also reached on an error later in the game. Ibach finished up. Brady Hecker started 1 on Wednesday against the Comets. Foul at the plate, and Coppervig in a 2-strike call. Ibach gave up a hit and a walk, struck out 2 in the 7th inning, strand a pair, and a 3-1 victory. Talked about earlier, he did beat the Haymakers. Game 1 of that twin bill in Castleton with 6 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 unearned runs, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. Ground ball out to second, dribbled out to Egan, boots it, picks it up, and no play. Coppervig will reach. He lifted up the tailgater. It took a strange hop on him either way. He did not get to it cleanly, and Coppervig on. And here's Logan Broughton. Logan Broughton doubled home run yesterday. As he went 1 for 2, also scored a run. The delivery to Logan is low for a ball, and it's 1-0. As I talked about kind of over the course some of the Haymaker games we had on earlier this year about how at the high school level he was the leadoff man and was just constantly on base, throw to first, and Sam Coppervig back as the lone 19-year-old coming back for the Haymakers. He can move Broughton to that number 2 hole, and that, I don't know if his role really changes. He probably becomes more of a run producer, maybe. Try to drive the ball a little bit, although he hit with some power in that leadoff spot during the spring. The ball makes it 2-0 the count. Egan towards the bag at second. As Coppervig, another half step on that lead, held on by Kennedy in the delivery. Ground ball out to short, played by Peralt to second for 1. Throw on to first, and not in time. Close play at first as Broughton gets down the line, but a couple of steps in the hole to his right, Peralt. They do get the lead base runner as Broughton will take over for Coppervig at first. One away in the bottom of the first inning for Carter Maggio. Maggio's 2 for 7 against the Jets this year. Yesterday had an RBI double with 1 for 3. He executed a hit and run in the third inning with Broughton and the delivery. Foul off his front foot and strike one the count. The hit and run was executed very well. And the Aces, it wasn't a clean relay. In fact, they overshot the cutoff man, but it turned out just fine for him. The ball went rolling back towards third. Maggio tried for an extra base. Became a race to third, and he was tagged out. 2-0 Jets, bottom of the first inning. Set, and the delivery by Eibach is outside for a ball. And it is a 1-1 count. Semifinals will be interesting. The Aces and Wahpeton split on July 9th in West Fargo. Wahpeton let a big lead go late in game one of that twin bill. And the Aces walked them off, and then Wahpeton came back to win the second game. And then Kindred and Valley City played just a little over a week ago. Kindred scored 9 runs in the 7th inning to break open that game. Pitches low and at 3-1 the count. Kindred beat 060 twice, but I don't know if you want to say if Valley City's playing with house money right now, but it definitely has the feel like it. 3 balls, 1 strike here to Maggio. 1 out here in the first, and a strike, full count, 3-2. Braden Mitchell on deck. Both the runs unearned, charged to Parker with that error. A couple of walks in the bottom of the first inning. See if Broughton's moving here as he has a good lead. He does go on a high fly ball into left center field. Hit well. It's deep. Back into the gap. Wynn appears to knock it down, and it's caught by Gomez in deep left center field. As Broughton was at second base and has to scurry back to first. I don't want to say on a normal day, but a calmer day, that's probably in the alley, if not, maybe have cleared the wall. But today, that's not the case. Wind, that fly ball died a slow death. 2 down here in the first for Braden Mitchell. In right field today, where's number 9? Mitchell 0 for 3 yesterday. Pitches a ball dropped by catcher Rorick, but quickly scoops that up, and 1 ball to count. So the Haymakers had a very brief lead, got 1 of the first yesterday, and the Jets scored in 5 of their 6 innings of batting, and honestly could have made it 6 for 6. Here's the delivery. That one hops away as it bounces away from Rorick, and a pitch in the dirt. Broughton at second, took a big turn, slips and nearly fell, but he'll go back to second base. He took a wide turn around second. He nearly found himself with the seat of his pants, but he was able to gather himself and get back to second. 2-0 to Mitchell. Mitchell 0 for 6 with a walk against the Jets pitching. He went 0 for 3 against Eibach on June 20th. Swinging a foul there, 2 balls and 1 strike. At the ending, the Aces didn't score. They had second and third, nobody out, and got turned away. Thanks in part to a squeeze play that went awry. Slightly open stance for Mitchell. Man, that wind is howling today. 2 balls, 1 strike. Eibach sets and delivers. Foul off to the right now to play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. You've not been here. Got kind of a very, very wide concourse area, and you walk in. There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of different views and angles, and that's, I think, the charm of this ballpark. There's a lot of angles and different views to watch the game. Pick off at second. They've got Broughton caught between second and third. Eibach flips, and the ball is dropped by Egan and will go into shallow center field. Broughton at third base. Now the throw back to the plate is knocked down, so Eibach stepped off. They had him hung out to dry between second and third. Pivoting back to second was Broughton, and the throw was not held. Like it was dropped by Egan. As Broughton will go to third, it's an error. I think you almost maybe have to give that to the second baseman. Yep, Brian Peralt's nodding his head, and we're in agreement. 2-2. I think he was just trying to catch that on the run, and it escaped. 2-2 pitch. Now runner at third, fouled again by Mitchell and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Got batting cages beyond the outfield fence. Both teams got some swings in today. 2-2 in the delivery. It is inside. 3-2 the count. Ibach and a portion of the Jets infield thought that was strike three, and they certainly could have had a case for it. So 3-2. Runner at third, 2 down, and Eli Bohr on deck. And the delivery, swing and a miss. Strike three picked up by the catcher. Rourke throw to first wide as a race back to the bag and in time. Throw wide. Kennedy coming off the bag and had to swipe it. But the first baseman's hit just ahead of a lunging Mitchell at first. So it is a strikeout. 2-3 for the third out. And that'll do it for the Haymakers here in the bottom of the first inning. For Casselton, no runs, no hits, a pair of Jets errors, and 1 left on. We're through 1 inning of play at Jack Williams Stadium in North Fargo. 19 pitches for Ethan Ibach in that first inning. The Fargo Jets lead Casselton. It's 2-0 here from the Class A East Region Legion Baseball Tournament. We're back in 30 seconds. Nothing as after a busy first inning, Parker 34 pitches. We'll try and calm the waters here, and let's see if Parker, maybe Owen Cates might be available. And again, it's tough as a coach because you have to, especially when you get to this point where you're facing elimination from the tournament and from the season, that you have to think a game, or at least in the back of your mind of the next game, but you got to keep the first game in front of you. So we'll see what plan B is for the Haymakers, if depending on what Parker does here, as he struggled through the first. 8-9-1 here for the Jets here in the top of the second. Brody Rourke will lead things off.
Catcher, number 12, Brody Rourke.
Rourke did not play against at least did not bat against the Haymakers earlier in the year. And Rourke looks like he does have his first at bat here of the tournament. Takes a strike from Parker, 0-1. Christian Gomez and Quinn Miller will follow. There's a ground ball back to the mound, bobbled and then gathered in by Parker, and the underhanded flip on to first to Muckow, and there's 1 down. 2-0 Casselton here 2-0 Jets in the top of the second. 9-batter Christian Gomez.
Left fielder, number 14, Christian Gomez.
Gomez 1 for 5 so far in the tournament. 1 for 2 on Wednesday with a run scored against the Bulls 400 Comets. Striking, it's 0-1 the count. This is also Gomez, his first at bat against the Haymakers this year. A ball makes it 1-1 straight away, and pretty shallow in center is Verkota. Off the line, Mitchell in right. Here's the 1-1. Called strike, 1 ball and then 2 strikes. Tomorrow, not as windy, but it'll be, at least the forecast, 90 degrees. Called strike 3. Delivered a fastball just above the knees, right over the heart of the plate. Parker has his 3rd strikeout. And 2 away here in the top of the second for Quinn Miller. Miller walked and scored in the first inning. His walk and the error turned into runs. Swing and a miss. 1 strike the count. And a foul that is off to the left, not a play. 2 strikes the count. As mentioned, Parker did not face the Jets during the regular season. There's the 0-2 pitch, up high, 1-2. Braden Mitchell started and lost game 1, 2 innings, gave up an earned run, 3 runs total, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Carter Verkota gave them 5 solid innings, scoreless innings of relief in a 3-2 Jets win in Game 1. The ball makes it 2-2, and then Carter Maggio went 7 innings, gave up 4 runs in the second. They were all unearned. Dribbled to the right side, played by Makau, raised to the base, and he will win it just ahead of Miller. And the Jets down in order here in the top of the second inning. 3 up and 3 down here in the top of the second. Win or go home in this one. Winner moves into the state qualifier on Saturday afternoon back here at Jack Williams Stadium. We're through an inning and a half in North Fargo. It's the Fargo Jets 2, Castleton nothing. East Region Tournament Baseball continues in half a minute. Script in white, the Haymakers in the red jerseys today. White pinstripe pants. Black lettering and numerals outlined in white. Post 15 in black and white on the right sleeve of the jersey. Eli Bohr will lead things off. It'll be Bohr, Pearson, and Verkota in the bottom of the second inning. Eli 0 for 3 yesterday and takes a strike here from Ibach. And has nothing in 1 the count. Bohr 2 for 7 with an RBI against the Jets this year. He had a couple of hits the game Ibach started, called striking quickly in the hole at 0-2. They had 6 hits off of Ibach. Actually had 5 hits off of Ibach. The 3-2 Jets win. Ground ball up the middle, played by Peralt. Near second base, high throw, and safe at first. Kennedy had to come off the bag to apply the tag. And then as he did, as he put the swipe tag on Bohr coming by, the ball came off his mitt. As safe at first, and Kennedy looks like it would be that checking his hand or his wrist as the throw came maybe a step or 2 up the line. He had to come off the bag, so he has to, with the base runner barreling down the line, you got to try and get that tag on. It's going to be an error. And looks like Kennedy will be okay as they were checking on him. So Bohr is on. Third error now for the Jets early in the game. And that will bring up Cale Pearson. The catcher wears number 4. Pearson 1 for 2 yesterday. So 3 errors here early on. The Jets committed 3 total. A doubleheader back in June. Haymakers with 5 errors in the field. So Pearson to the plate, and Casselton trying to take advantage here in the bottom of the second inning. Both 2 teams in the elimination games today. The Bombers and Devils Lake will be following this game. Pitches a ball, and it is 1-0 the count to Pearson. Bohr getting into his lead at first. The delivery swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. Coverage here in 103.9 The Truck, brought to you by the Cass County Reporter, by AMAG Drainage, and by Casselton Veterinary Service. 1-1 the count. Egan will play a little bit closer to second base. For the most part, straight away in the outfield. There's a drive through the middle. Base hit center field. On Juanita to play in center is Schultz. Bohr to second. Here come the Haymakers with 2 on. Nobody out here in the last of the second. It's 2-0. In favor of the Jets, and that'll bring up Carter Verkota.
Next up for Castleton.
1 for 2 yesterday as courtesy runner for Pearson. It will be Lucas Christensen, number 14, to run at first base. Christensen brought up to the Haymakers. He played the season for the Blackstockings, the Babe Ruth team, and he was the one that they brought up here for the postseason. He'll get out there and run it first for Pearson. Verkota shows bunt as Ibach. Did he step off? And Bach was called. He stopped in mid-motion. I don't know if he thought time was called, but he stopped, and a balk called against the pitcher Ibach. And the runners get a base. Third goes Eli Bourne. Christensen at second. So Verkota, who was making no secret on, he was going to attempt to sacrifice bunt. Well, he doesn't need to at this stage. And the pitch is a ball, and it's 1-0. Bring the infield in for the Jets here in the second inning, trying to hold a 2-0 lead. 4 games tomorrow. The state qualifier games will be at noon and 2:30, the 1-0 pitch. It is a ball, and it is 2-0 the count. And then the winners of those games will essentially play for the 3 and 4 seeds out of the East for the state tournament next week. That'll be game 3 around 5, and then the championship at 7:30. 2-0, called strike, and it's 2-1. The title game essentially is who will be the 1 seed, who will be the 2 seed out of the East for the state tournament next week. 2 balls, 1 strike the count. And the delivery. Flip foul out of play. Down the right side, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Verkota 3 for 7 against the Jets this year. One of those hits a double. Ibach works from the first base side of the rubber, and the delivery fouled again off to the right and out of play. Through 19 pitches in the first, and Verkota stretching this at bat out. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Gomez in left, medium deep. Same could be said for Schultz in center, straight away. And a soft line drive will land in foul territory wide of first. Chasing after it, Kennedy. Well, it came off the bat really weird. Must have been towards the handles at least. Like it had a little bit of topspin to it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. Up high. Full count. Muckow's on deck. Mitch here in the third base coaching box. Nick Holm over at first. And the 3-2. Ground ball in the hole. Base hit left field. Bohr will score, as stopping at third is Christensen. Throw back in to the cutoff man Miller. It's an RBI singles. Verkota good at bat. Fouled off multiple 2-strike pitches. It's 2-1 Jets.
Now batting for Castleton. First baseman.
That'll bring up Noah Muckow. Muckow 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts yesterday. It's Caden Rademacher of the West Fargo Aces. The error on ground ball to third was charged to the first baseman, Kennedy, as ball came out of his mitt. And not a full-fledged collision at first as he tried to apply the tag. Strike 1 to Muckow, and it is 0-1. So still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Set throw to first, and back in time for Verkota. Had to reach up to Kennedy. If that throw's maybe a little lower, they might have had a chance to get Carter on that. 0-1 the count. Double play up the middle with Peralt and Egan, and the delivery. Runner from first going, and that would foul out of play, and 2 strikes the count. So in all, 14 games will be played in this tournament over 4 days. Singly limb the first day, and that's the one thing that maybe is a little different from past years is that usually, I shouldn't say usually, but there's one format, throw to first. If you have like 4 teams coming out of this region, for example, that if you get the state qualifiers, they don't play another game after that. Whoever the higher seed is usually of the 2 is the number 3 seed. Whoever the lower seed is number 4, but they will play that to see who is the 3 and 4 seed. And either way works. 1-2 the count. Peterson on deck, and the delivery. Foul again. The Haymaker's doing a nice job, at least here early on, of running up that pitch count. Verkota fouled off multiple 2-strike pitches, and Muckow trying to extend the at-bat. 1-2. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Runner from first goes, swinging another foul at the plate. So, had Verkota on the move a couple of times, and he's getting his sprints in. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Haymakers yesterday, just 4 hits. Rademacher did not walk a batter yesterday, 88 pitches, and he had a quick 6th inning. So he had 17 left to finish if there was a 7th, which it turned out they didn't need it. The delivery. There's strike 3. Got him looking. Tried to check up on the swing as it rode inside. Good pitch there by Eibach at a strikeout. Big out there. And 1 away. Second strikeout for the right-hander Eibach. And the batter will be Keegan Peterson.
Number 9, Keegan Peterson.
Shortstop wears number 9. Peterson 0 for 1 yesterday. He did pitch as well in relief of Mitchell. Set throw back to first as he's working on Verkota in the runner back. Peterson is 1 for 3 against Jets pitching. Went 1 for 3 actually against Eibach. And the pitch on the way, called strike. And it's 0-1. Jets 2, Haymakers 1 here in the bottom of the second. So this should be an unearned run. And it is. So far charged to Eibach, throw back to first, and that time a little quicker move than what we seen previously. So 1 strike the count. Again, Egan more towards second. And the delivery. They sent Verkota again on a foul at the plate. 2 strikes the count. Haymaker fans, in pretty good number. And usually at noon on a Friday is not an ideal time to draw, but a good contingent here. Jet fans kind of all over the place. Here's a high chopper down the third base line at foul, fielded by Miller in foul territory. And we'll see some good crowds tonight. Where the Kindred baseball contingent is spread over 3 different locations. Their A Legion team is here. The B Legion team is at the state junior tournament in Jamestown. They lost yesterday. They're playing this afternoon. And then the Babe Ruth is playing right now in Carrington. The state tournament there in Class B, 0-2. High chopper out to short. A run will score. Peralt 1 play to first, and it is not made. The ball gets away. Chasing it down in foul territory, Egan. A run is in. All the way to third goes Verkota. And safe at first is Peterson, and we're tied at 2. Be an error on the throw.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Haymakers.
I think you can give Peterson an RBI run. Was going to score whether the out recorded or not. So Verkota ends up at third base. All of a sudden, the go-ahead run is 90 feet away. Top of the order now in Sam Coppervig. Reached on an air in the first, and he fouls one away for strike 1. 0-1 the count. An interesting matchup if whoever wins this. Kindred beat the Jets here a couple of weeks ago, and the delivery. Ground ball through the hole. Hit and run was on. Base hit, and right fielder did it hit the base runner. We'll see. A run is in. Peterson is headed to third. The throw there is not in time. That gets away. Will go to the sidewall. And scoring is Peterson for now, but we'll see. That looked like it might have hit the foot of Keegan Peterson on its way to right field. And I think that's going to be, yep, that's the case. So it hit the base runner Peterson. So the ball should be dead after that. So there's an out there for the second out. Now they've got to put the base runners. They've got to set the base runners as well, because if that hits the base runner, and while on a batted ball, he's out, and then the ball is dead. Yes, Peterson is out. They will send Coppervig back to second, and then Verkota should score in that case. So the umpires, do you have to go back to third? Okay, so I guess once it hits, the batted ball hits the base runner, he's out and the ball's dead. So that's the case. So both coaches want explanations. Mike Boutain got his. Now Mitch Shear is going to talk things over with the umpires here. So right now it's 2-2. So Coppervig's at first. Peterson's out, and does the base runner have to go back to third? He does. So I think, they've got to get Verkota back to third base. So if I've got to remember, it is, I believe, the closest defender gets credit for the out. And Ryan Peralt, who would know these things, said yes. That's the way I always remember, is the closest defender. So I think in that case would be Egan. So we'll go down as 4 unassisted to retire Peterson for the out. Coppervig reaches, I guess that almost acts like a fielder's choice in that regard.
Rolling on the field is interference. Runner to first, going to second is out. First and third, 2 out.
Okay, so the base runners stay put, where I'd say Verkota's back to third because the ball went dead, and Coppervig's at first. So runners at the edge is 2 out. It is still 2-2, and Logan Broughton to the plate. Fouled down the right field, or actually down the right side, and that's going to land out of play as Rorick and Kennedy chasing. Strike 1 to Broughton. Reached on an air. Back in the first inning. I think it hit like his back foot as he was on the move, and I think, because you could tell the ball kind of changed flight before it bounced into right center field. So it's a unfortunate bounce for the Haymakers. The Jets will take it. A fly ball down the right field line, and that one is out of play. That's kind of one of those, I guess, as a base runner, if you can see or hear it coming, you can try to avoid it, but sometimes in a play like that, you can't. It's one of those situations. 2 strikes the count here to Broughton. So still a 2-2 tie here in the bottom of the second inning. So runners in the corners. Coppervig taking over for Keegan Peterson. He will jog his way between first and second. Eibach steps off, fakes the throw to second, bluffs the throw to third, and they'll just give Coppervig second base. 2 strikes the count. They had a chance to get Broughton between second and third in a play similar in nature to that last inning, and the Jets dropped the rundown throw. 0-2, missed outside, tried to get Broughton to extend the strike zone. 1 ball, then 2 strikes. So not quite 2 innings in, and we've had a little bit of everything so far in a 2-2 game. Short step back, Eibach to Broughton, fouled off to the right, out of play. Towards the street, 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Parker had a quiet second inning, and the delivery here high, 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Eibach has dealt with deep counts. We can get the pitch count here in just a second. I can tell you that Parker's at 45. He had just 11 in the top half of this inning. Eibach's at 49, 2-2. Down low, 3-2 the count with a base open. Actually, that was 51 right there. 35 strikes for Ethan Eibach. Yesterday against Wahpeton, 3 different pitchers. Gomez started, swing, and it is held for strike 3. Held by Rorick for the strikeout, and that'll end the inning. So an unfortunate bounce for the Haymakers. Denies them the go-ahead run, but they do tie the game in the inning. 2 runs. They get a pair of runs on 1 hit, 2 errors, and 2 left on. As we are through 2 innings of play from Jack Williams Stadium in North Fargo, Class A East Region Legion Baseball Tournament. The Jets and the Haymakers are tied at 2. We're back in 30 seconds. It hasn't been clean by any stretch, but I've been very competitive here through two. So Parker with a nice bounce back inning in the top half of the second. He will face 2, 3, and 4 in the Jets batting order here in a tie game. And again, we'll see over the course of 7 innings, sometimes more, where a play like that where a base hit and the Haymakers thought they had the lead in a Rakota single. But the batted ball hitting Keegan Peterson, the base runner, and just like that, runner erased. And again, maybe some people, if you're a casual baseball watcher, or maybe say aren't totally up on the rule book, that's kind of one of those where it's a dead ball, and the runners go back to the respective bases. Swing and a miss by Hecker. Chased a high fastball there from Parker. It is 2 strikes the count. Eibach and Peralt will follow. Hecker reached on an air and scored in the top of the first inning. Ozzie Egan at an RBI single, part of that 2-run first. Swing, chopper out to short. Nice big hop backhand at Peterson. Double pump, throwing to first, plenty of time. And there's out number 1. One away here in the third. That'll bring up Eibach, a strikeout victim in the first. Eibach is 1 for 4 against Haymakers pitching so far this year. The Jets are the 19U team out of Post 2 for Class A. The Bombers are the younger guys, the 16U team. The Bombers have been around longer than the Jets have. The delivery, swing and a miss and strike 1. The Jets were runners-up in 2019 to Kindred, and that was quite a series between the East Region Tournament. Ground ball up the middle by Eibach, played near the bag. Strange hop, staying with it. Peterson, and throws him out. That was a nice job to stay with that. So he was able to kind of use that bare hand to help him make that play. And a strong throw to first in time. There's 2 down. Here's Peralt. But at 19, they played, Kindred and the Jets played, I think it was 3 times in the regional and 3 times at state. The Vikings had to beat them twice, and did so 5 years ago out in Bismarck. Outside ball 1. Peralt struck out in his first at bat. At the old school stirrup look, pants pulled up, and a strike. And it is 1-1. So Parker has quietly set down 6 in a row here for Casselton. Pitches low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Then the Jets, second to Castleton out in Watford City a year ago. The Haymakers won their only title in the middle division. They won a few at the Class B level before being moved up. 2-1, called strike, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tied at 2 here in the top of the third, an elimination game. First of 2 elim games here from the Class A East Region Legion Baseball Tournament. 2-2. Roller to the right side, played by Muckow behind the bag, takes it himself. Another 1-2-3 inning for Parker. He is settled down nicely. 7 in a row set down. As we are through 2.5, as the Jets down in order, we're tied at 2 with the Haymakers and the Jets here in the Class A East Region Legion Baseball Tournament. More baseball in 1 minute. .34 pitches in the first inning. Jackson Parker now stands at 55 through 3. 2-2 tie. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Check some other scores. As State Class B Babe Ruth Baseball Tournament, Kindred beat Hatton Northwood. The opening game in Carrington 2-1. Got a run on the bottom of the sixth. So they move into the semis tomorrow. They'll face the winner of Rugby and Lemoore. Kindred B team, State Junior Legion Tournament, they are tied at 2 with Jamestown. The Fargo Flyers, which is also affiliated with Post 2, is in that tournament. Ball inside to the leadoff man as Carter Maggio, Braden Mitchell, and Eli Bohr, the scheduled hitters. For Castleton to the bottom of the third. Even at 2, Ibach deals, fouled off to the right now to play by Maggio. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit the ball well. Fly ball at the wind, knocked down and chased down in fairly deep left field by Gomez. Back in the first inning. Here's the 1-1. Chopper wide of third and foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 3 hits for Casselton. They have been assisted by 4 Fargo Jets errors here early on. 1-2 pitch. In the air to the center. Hit well. Chasing it is Schultz. Turning to the opposite shoulder and able to make the catch in fairly deep center field. And there's number 1 is in a fairly well-hit ball again by Maggio, but into the teeth of that gusty south wind. It is just a loud first out. 1 away in the third for Mitchell. Or was that Mitchell? No, I say it's Mitchell. There we go. That's what I thought. Braden Mitchell struck out in his first at bat. Bohr went out there to grab the loose bat. The delivery to Braden. Ground ball back to the mound. Fielded by Ibach. He'll run it halfway there, and then the underhanded flip to Kennedy, and 1 pitch, and Mitchell quickly retired. So, talked about how Barker needed a couple of bounce-back innings. Ibach needs one as well. That was a 30-plus pitch second inning. So far, the first 2 men out. Here's Eli Bohr. Reached on an error. Ground ball to short. Peralt's throw pulling Kennedy off the bag. He tried to put the tag on Bohr. Did, but the ball came out of his mitt and safe on the air and eventually scored. Strike 1 here to Bohr in a off-speed delivery, and it's 0-1. The delivery. Ground ball and in the hole. Just out of the reach of a diving Peralt. Base hit left field. Eli Bohr has his first hit of the tournament. Single through on the left side, 2-out base runner. And that is the 4th hit for the Haymakers.
Next up for the Haymakers, catcher, Cale Pearson.
And the batter will be Cale Pearson. Pearson singled in his first at bat, so actually had a couple of hits in that first inning, or that second inning rather. And the delivery. That one's popped up. Foul, and that'll be over the third base seats and out of play for strike 1. And on that, it is credited as a single for Coppervig on the ball that hit Keegan Peterson in play. So give Coppervig a single on that as well. So they ended up with 3 hits in that second inning along with 2 errors. Pitches a ball, runner going. Good jump by Bohr, and he'll get to second without a throw. It is a stolen base. So give Coppervig a single on that as well. And it's now 1-1. Again, if you missed that play, Coppervig with a single through on the right side, but on its way to the outfield. It hit the base runner between first and second, Keegan Peterson, so he was called out. Verkota, who was headed to home plate, sent back to third. That was the second out. The Haymakers had a chance to take the lead. Didn't work that go around. Fouled away, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cale Pearson. So now the go-ahead run at second with 2 downs. The Haymakers trying to work a little 2-out magic here and grab their first lead of the game in this one. 2-2 tie with the Jets and the Haymakers. Haymakers the 6th seed, the Jets number 7. This is their 3rd game in 3 days here in the tournament. And the 1-2. Chopper to the right side. It is through to right for a base hit. Charging is Hecker, rounding third. Bohr will try to score. Comes the throw. It is not in time and gets away. Goes to the backstop. Pearson will go to second, take a big turn, and stop there as Bohr scores. It's an RBI single for Cale Pearson. 3-2 Haymakers. That was a chopper that found its way through on the right side. Hecker's throw not held to the plate by Rorick. So an RBI second on the throw for Pearson. So a couple of two-out hits giving Castleton their first lead of the game. Carter Verkota to the plate. Christensen will run at second as he is going to be the courtesy runner for Pearson. And the batter is Carter Verkota. RBI single to left in his first at bat. Get you an ID in just a moment as a couple of two-out hits at stolen base, getting Bohr into scoring position. And now they'll get Verkota in the boxes. Home plate umpire Craig Ritchie makes the adjustment on the scorecard. The lineup on Christensen. Check swing and a foul for strike one. So this should be the first run. Yeah, it's the first earned run that is charged to Ibach so far. 0-1. Pick-off play at second, scampering back as Christensen is. The Aces did a pretty good job yesterday against the Haymakers. They got a bunch of two-out runs, including the three-run homer to finish things. Was a two-out, three-run homer down the right field line. Called strike, changing speeds there. That slow breaking pitch caught the outside edge, and it's 0-2 the count. About an hour in this one. It has not been a crisp, clean pace at times. The 0-2. Fastball trying to extend the zone and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Our coverage brought to you by Bank North. It's also brought to you by Gordy's Travel Plaza off I-94 at Casselton and Mapleton. Set 1-2 coming. Flip foul out of play by Verkota. And still the ball and 2 strikes the count. Fargo Bombers and Devils Lake will be up next. There's a lot of red and a lot of red and black here for the afternoon session. Set and the 1-2 coming. Off-speed delivery, pulled to left, base hit. Let's watch Christensen. He's at third. He'll be held up by Mitch Shear as Gomez gets it back in. Verkota's 2 for 2 on a solid base hit. He has 5 hits against Jets pitching this year. He's now 5 for 9 at the plate. And runners on the corners for Muckow. And a trip to the mound coming. That is 6 hits here for Casselton and 6 hits in the last inning and 2/3. So a trip to the mound coming. And while Muckow comes to the plate, we'll pause 10 seconds for station identification. 10 for ID. This is playoff American Legion Tournament Baseball. Randy Anderson here, Jeremy McIntyre at our studios. It is a 3-2 Haymakers lead in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As 3 straight 2-out hits for Casselton has given them the lead, and now a chance to really make this hurt for Muckow, who is 1 for 7 against Jets pitching this year, struck out against Ibach back in the 2nd inning. Talking a little bit with Nick Holmes, assistant coach for Castleton. They feel like yesterday was frustrating. Nothing really went really well for them. Runner for first as they will step off for Verkota caught between first and second as they will keep Christensen at third base and they'll let Verkota go to second. The Haymakers have tried it a couple of times and it has been successful. Pitch to Muckow, up high, ball 1. That they feel like you win today, just need 1 tomorrow. You got a very familiar opponent with Kindred or Valley City. They lost twice to Kindred early in the year, one in heartbreaking fashion. Muckow to shallow right, could be trouble. Long run for Hecker. It is falling. It'll land. Base hit just inside the line. 2 runs will score. Digging for second is Muckow. He's in. A bloop double Drives home two. Another two-out hit. 5-2 Castleton. Just out of the reach of the right fielder Hecker, and inside the line. Everybody off on contact as Christensen and Verkota scoring. 4 straight two-out hits. And it's turned into a crooked number. 5-2 now for Keegan Peterson. Reached on an error, which did allow a run to score. And he was credited with an RBI on the play, striking at 0-1. It was a ground ball. They were conceding the run. And it's 0-1 here to Keegan Peterson. So runner at second, 2 down on the delivery. Peterson ground ball out to short. Big hop for Peralt. They're going to go to third, and they'll take Muckow there to end the inning. So Peralt to Miller. And that'll be a fielder's choice. They get Muckow short to third. 6-5 the scoring play, but not before Castleton takes the lead. 4 straight two-out hits, including a bloop double from Muckow, driving home 2. 3 runs on 4 hits. There were no errors, and 1 left on. New score after 3 from Jack Williams Stadium in North Fargo. 72 pitches now for Ibach through 3 innings of work. It's now Castleton 5, the Fargo Jets 2. We're back with more in 30 seconds. After 3, Castleton 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Jets 2 runs, 1 hit, and 4 errors. So Parker works with the lead and has really settled down after a rough first inning, as he is at 55 pitches through 3. Checking some scores out in Jamestown, the State Junior Legion Tournament. Kindred's B team in Jamestown, they're tied at 2. Kindred Babe Ruth won 2-1 over Hatton Northwood in Carrington. Here 5-2 in favor of the Haymakers. Ozzie Egan delivered an RBI single. His 5th hit of the tournament for the Jets. He'll lead things off here, and he fouls the first pitch back to the netting. And strike 1. Egan, Schultz, and Andy Hansen. As the Aces did, they bring a lot of left-handed batters to the dish. Hansen another one, striking at 0-2. So Parker settling down nicely in a nice groove. He has one of the 7 straight outs, a couple of strikeouts, and 5 ground ball outs. In the 0-2, outside 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Time called. Parker only couldn't get, I don't know if he couldn't get an agreement on Science and Pearson or what it was, but now he's ready. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Chased a high fastball and a strikeout. And a strikeout number 5 for Jackson Parker. 1 away in the 4th for Harper Schultz. Actually, got a pinch hitter is it's going to be Mason Klein hitting in what was Schultz's spot in the batting orders. So number 1, Mason Klein is the hitter. He hits here in the 4th inning. So I wonder if we'll have some other defensive changes potentially, but we will see. So Klein steps in. 0 for 2 against the Haymakers this year. And this is his first at bat. Let me check on that. Yes, his first at bat of the region tournament. And the delivery tries to bunt down the third base line, and it will bounce foul. And strike 1 the count. So we'll see if Klein stays in the game in the bottom half of the inning. Verkota will shade him several steps into left center field. Here's a line drive out of the reach of Coppervig. Base hit in the right center field. So Klein delivers his single. Just the second hit for the Jets, and that ends a stretch of 8 in a row set down by Parker.
Batting next for the Jets. Designated hitter, Andy Hansen.
So Andy Hansen struck out his first at bat. Will get a chance here as Klein into his lead, opens things up on the right side as Parker sets and deals. Slider moves inside, misses, and it's 1-0 the count. Heat advisory and basically through the day today. Runner goes as they put the wheels in motion, fouled off to the left and out of play. And 1 ball, 1 strike to the DH Hansen, but there is a heat advisory basically through the day with the heat index approaching 100. We're now at 91 degrees and climbing. Throw to first. We saw the temperatures out in western North Dakota yesterday. Spots that hit 108, 110. Oof. 1-1 in the delivery. I like warm weather, but we get north of 100. I don't know if that's what we want. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Probably about 95 is where we may land here today. A little bit cooler tomorrow, but not much, and not so windy in the forecast tomorrow. Runner goes, got a good jump. Popped up. Out near second. Runners have to scamper back as Coppervig backs up, makes the catch, throw on to first. That's a double play. Hit and run was on. Popped up as Klein got to about second base. In fact, he was a step past, had to go and retouch and couldn't get back in time. Is already underway. So I'm going to do a little digging. I made a mental note to go check how things were going, and then I totally forgot. Strike 1 to CM Coppervig. Coppervig, Broughton, and Maggio. That tournament is up in Minot. As Coppervig has reached in an air and singled. Little chopper. Third base line played by Ibach. Got a hurry. Throw to first and safe as Coppervig. Ball gets away. It will roll into foul territory. And Sam will end up at second base. Hit an air. All right. So an infield hit for Coppervig. He beat the throw out. Then an error in the throw charged to Ibach will give Coppervig second base. That is hit number 8 for the Haymakers. So a hit and an error. That is 5 errors for the Jets. That gives Coppervig second, and the batter will be Logan Broughton. That tournament goes through, could end today, it looks like, at Corbett Field in Minot. They will take 4 out of, they don't have as many teams. I think it's 8 or 9, I believe, out west. Got 10 here in the east. Broughton reached into the air and struck out. The delivery is in the dirt, ball 1. Ball 1 the count. The Haymakers with a 5-2 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And threatening to add on. Jets got 2 in the first, couple of unearned runs against Castleton starter Jackson Parker. Haymakers, 2 in the second, 3 2-out runs, 4 straight 2-out hits. Here's a shot to short, knocked down and fielded cleanly by Peralt. And the throw to first is in time. They will hold Coppervig at second. And Broughton the first down here of the 4th. That will bring up Maggio. Fly ball outs to left and center. Really a couple of well-hit balls that the wind knocked down in the first and again in the third. So Maggio 1 for 5 here in the tournament. RBI double yesterday. Hit and run double that was executed well by the Haymakers. Not much for air show traffic today. High chopper up the middle. Peralt, big hop, stays with it. Throw on to first in time for the second out. And on to third will go Sam Coppervig. So you're not, especially when you get, it seems like you kind of get towards the lip of the infield. You're not sure what kind of hops you're going to get. And Peralt looked like a guy that kind of knows that he's played here enough that he knew what he was going to get. Got a nice big hop and stayed with it. Didn't seem too surprised by it. So runner at third, 2 down. Here's Mitchell. And low for a ball, 1-0 the count. Braden 0 for 2, struck out and grounded back to the pitcher. 0 for 5 of the tournament. Can the Haymakers come up with another 2-out run in the dirt? That smothered nicely by Rorik. And the ball makes it a 2-0 count. 5-2 Haymakers here in the bottom of the 4th inning from Jack Williams Stadium. Breezy North Fargo. A warm and windy Friday. We talked about there are enough spots for shade if you don't want to sit in the stands. There are spots you can find some shade. Of course, it is an established, very established neighborhood here in North Fargo. So there's a lot of trees and some fans. They've got some kind of picnic tables or tables set up. There's a strike to Mitchell, and it's now 2-2. Kind of back a ways from the stands. But still a good view of the action. 2-2, 2-out, runner at third. And Ibach deals. Lined just foul to the right field corner, and 2 balls and 2 strikes. Foul by a couple of feet to the right field corner. Parker, as we mentioned, 65 pitches through 442 strikes, and that was after a 34-pitch first inning. Ibach now at 82 pitches. And he has been around the strike zone. The 2-2 coming. Shot through the hole, base hit left field. Coppervig scores. Mitchell's the ball booted out in left field, but he will stay put at first base. It's an RBI single, another 2-out hit. His first hit and run batted into the tournament. And the Castleton lead is 6-2 in the 4th.
Left fielder, Eli Boer.
9 hits for the Haymakers, another 2-out run. 4 of them today, and that will bring up Eli Boer, who started the uprising in the 3rd with a 2-out base hit. And the delivery. 1 away, ball 1. Decent lead at first by Mitchell, and pitch is a ball. 2-0 the count. The Double-A tournament, the bracket is officially set. They had to wait for doubleheader last night with West Fargo and Mandan. The delivery There's a line drive, base hit for Bohr to left field. Mitchell at second. He will take a turn and will stop there at second. Bohr has his second hit. He has reached base 3 times, and come the haymakers. 2 on, 2 away in the 4th. The batter is Cale Pearson. Post 2 is the number 1 seed for that tournament. They'll have the 7 through 10 seeds will play, and we'll see if this might be the end of the line for Ibach. The Dickinson at Jamestown at 4:30 Monday, and then Williston and Grand Forks. Post 2 is the number 1 seed. West Fargo's 2. Bismarck 3. And, Minot 4. Post 400. The Stars are 5. Mandan is 6. They will open up play on Tuesday. And we will have a pitching change. That'll be it for Ibach, as it may be Hecker that's coming in. He's jogging in from right field. Dare we say, with the Price is Right theme, come on down. It is 6-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. And runners at first and second. So a pitching change. Hecker coming in. We'll see who the new pitcher will be here for. It might be Ozzie Egan, I think. So let's check on that before we go to break here. As pitching change, it will be indeed Ozzie Egan coming in to pitch. So that'll be it for Ibach. So Egan is on. We'll get the rest of the defensive changes as well. Pitching change, break of the action. 1 in for the haymakers. 2 on, 2 out. It's 6-2 Castleton. We're back in 30. To the plate. Pearson, an RBI single. He might have another one. A drive into left field and a lunging catch in left by Gomez for the out. That'll end the inning. A well-struck ball through the wind that time. And Gomez backed up, then had to stop and then reach forward to make the catch. And that will end the inning. So a line drive out. That'll end things on 1 pitch. Egan gets the final out of the 4th. That'll do it here for the haymakers as Casselton gets a run on 3 hits. A run on 3 hits. There was 1 error and a pair of runners left on as the haymakers add to the lead through 4 at Jack Williams Stadium. Castelton 6, the Fargo Jets 2. We're back with more East Region Tournament Baseball in 30 seconds. Klein, who pinch hit for Harper Schultz in the top half of the 4th inning, stayed in the game in center, and new right fielder after the pitching change and the other defensive changes, Carter Gebhardt is into the game in right field. So I think we've got all the defensive changes and realignments for the Jets. 6-2 in favor of Castleton is 10 hits. Final line for Ibach, 86 pitches. He went 3 2/3 innings, 10 hits, 6 runs, 4 earned, didn't walk a batter, 3 strikeouts, 86 pitches, 61 for strikes. So 6-2 your score, as again the second game, a game to follow this one, scheduled for 2:30. See how this one goes, as we are almost to an hour and a half through 4 innings of play, so it might be later than 2:30. We shall see. But Fargo Bombers taking on Devils Lake. The winner there plays in the first game tomorrow at noon. They will play the loser of the 5 o'clock game tonight with Wahpeton and the West Fargo Aces. That would be the first state qualifier. Jets to bat, Brody Rorick. Grounded back to the pitcher in his first at bat. Jets will bring up batters 8, 9, and then back to the top of the order here against Parker in the 5th. Swing and a miss and strike 1. Parker has given up 2 hits. He has settled down nicely after a wonky first inning. Ball inside, and it's 1-1. Haymakers surrendering 6 runs so far in the first inning. They're 2 postseason games, but they recovered nicely today. Outside. Knocked down by Pearson. 2-1 the count. 2 hits. Egan has 1, and then a single from Klein of the 4th, but was eliminated on a double play. They hit and run that didn't work out for the Jets. Turned into a pop-up and a double play to end the 4th. That certainly helped the cause there of Parker. 3-1, and the delivery. Swinging a drive to left towards the line. Board chasing, dives, can't get it, and it gets by him. It'll roll into deep left field. For second, and getting there will be Brody Rorick. It's a leadoff double. Bohr was playing into left center field. He was playing towards the lines of a courtesy runner coming in for the Jets.
Courtesy running at second.
Maybe Alex Cassette. Yep, Alex Cassette, number 5, to run at second base. He was playing into left center, so he had to kind of make a beeline towards the left field line. Stretched out, diving, couldn't get it. That's risk reward. If you get it, you look like a hero. If you don't, it could be trouble. It turned into a double. Swing and a miss by Gomez in strike 1. Strikeout victim back in the second. Third hit, and the Jets trying to piece together a rally. Down 4 here in the 5th. And facing expulsion here from the East Region Tournament. The 0-1. Low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. So Cassette, who took a little bit of a break towards third, but will stay put. Coverage brought to you by Castleton Veterinary Service, by AMAG Drainage, and by Kiefer Tree Service. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the delivery from Parker. Ooh, up and in. Buzzed the tower on a fastball. 2-1 the count. So that pitch count up over 70 now for Parker. 105 is the limit for the day. The Haymakers, you'd love to finish it, but realistically, if you can get him into the 6th, flip foul out of play. Haven't used Owen Cates in the tournament yesterday. In fact, we'll get the pitch counts from yesterday as the Haymakers. Mitchell struggled, went 3. He threw 71 pitches. Keegan Peterson 34, and Ryland Boder 41. Up and in. 3-2 the count. Kindred, that was a great pitching performance by Jack McDonald. A 3-hit shutout, so the Vikings have a full arsenal of pitching to choose from for tonight and the rest of the way tonight against Valley City. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Parker with a strikeout as he fans Gomez for the second time. Top of the order now in Quinn Miller.
Next up for the Jets.
Miller has walked and scored in the first. Out on a ground ball to first in the second. Parker now with 6 strikeouts. And the pitch on the way. Missed outside, ball 1. Those teams had to play the play-in game Wednesday, the Jets and Valley City. Valley City knows that they have at least 2 games for sure with the upset over Devils Lake. Here's the 1-0. Swing off the end of the bat, looper, back of short. Out goes Peterson, in comes Bohr, and Eli Bohr with the catch is going low as Peterson avoided a full-fledged collision on Eli as he went low, and there was contact, but Not a direct hit. 2 down as Miller flies to shallow left, and what could have been real trouble there. But Peterson didn't quite peel off, but he kind of ducked down and made contact, didn't trip up Eli Bohr as he made the catch, and that could have been far worse. 2 out the count, or 2 outs. As the batter is Hecker, started in right field, now at third, called strike, and it's 0-1. Brady reached under there, scored on the first, and out short to first, and a ground out in the third. So a runner at second, nobody out, has turned into a runner at second with 2 down here in the 5th. Just inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Castelton 6, Fargo Jets 2 from Jack Williams Stadium. The 1-1, changing speeds, drops over for a strike in the inner half of the plate, and 1-2. So if the haymakers get past today, I would imagine it could be Carter Maggio's turn tomorrow. They've still got outs to get. They need 7 more at this stage of the game. Time called. Set in the 1-2 pitch. Foul down the right field line. That one is headed over the first base bullpen, the home team bullpen, and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. In the meantime, I'm still trying to get to the West Region bracket. Give me a minute. I found the bracket. I'm looking for the scores. 1-2. Ooh, just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Two balls, 2 strikes. Parker has a drive down the right field line. That is going to turn and land foul. Wind might have guided that one into foul territory. Boy, that was in the air, and that went heavy right rudder and out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Two pitch, up and in, and a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Hecker. Eibach in the on-deck circle, and 3 balls and 2 strikes. Just 3 hits for the Jets off of Parker, with the double from Rourke to start the inning, and the delivery, late swing and a miss for strike 3. So 2 more strikeouts for Jackson Parker, and Hecker down on strikes, and that will end the inning. So a leadoff double from Rourke, and never left second base. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 stranded. As Parker, 5 solid innings. He has really settled down nicely. Through 4.5, 86 pitches for Parker, so he's got 19 to go before he reaches his limit. 4.5 complete, 6-2 haymakers. We're back in 30 seconds. Skidoo needed just 1 pitch to get the final out of the 4th inning in relief of Eibach. He is on for the bottom of the 5th inning. Our coverage brought to you by Kiefer Tree, by the Cass County Reporter. Coverage also brought to you by Bank North. We appreciate those folks and their support of our full season coverage here in 103.9 The Truck and 103.9thetruck.com. Bottom third of the order for the haymakers is Casselton, who trailed 2-0 early, 2 on the second, 3 on the third, another 1 in the 4th. We own a 6-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 5th. For Coda, 2 singles today for Carter. He has scored a run, and he lines one in the left center field. He is 3 for 3. It's down for a base hit. First pitch swinging in for Coda with a solid base knock. Hit number 11 for the haymakers. 10 singles and a double from Muckow, as that'll bring up Muckow. He is 6 for 10 against Jets pitching. Here's Muckow. Struck out and got his first into the tournament, a bloop 2-run double. 2-out, 2-run double in the third inning. The delivery is a swing and a high fly ball into left center field. Hit well. Wind will keep it in play as Gomez started back and had to sprint in to make the catch for out number one. He handled that pretty well out there. As an outfielder, of course, you're taught your first steps are back, and he sprinted back and then had to range in. But handled that the way you're supposed to. One out here in the fifth for Keegan Peterson. Reached on an air, knocked in a run in the second, hit into a fielder's choice in the third inning. The delivery. Ground ball out to third. Booted by Hecker. That one squirts through into left. He might have gotten a piece of it as it does go through. We'll give him a hit. As Keegan Peterson a single. And that is his first hit of the region tournament. To second goes for Coda. Might have gotten a piece of it, but not enough as it worked his way into left field. So here's Coppervig, 2 singles, and has reached on an air today, reaching base 3 times. Egan's been around the plate, and the Haymakers jumping early in counts. First pitch swinging, ground ball wide of third, and foul for strike one. So he's been right around the plate, and the Haymakers have come out with a very aggressive approach on Egan. 0-1. Check of the runner at second for Coda. Gets his break. Coppervig butts. Good one down the third base line. Played by Egan and can't dig it out of the grass. And Coppervig will reach. Butt single there for Sam. He might have been bunting on his own there as he was able to drop it down the third base line. Egan going to chase it, trying to barehand it out of the grass and couldn't get to it cleanly. He was digging around and I know it's here somewhere, but couldn't get to it cleanly. That fills the bases all of a sudden with one out for Broughton. 13 hits. They have come in a variety of shapes and sizes for the Haymakers, and the delivery inside and hits Broughton. That'll force home a run. Got him right in the 8 in the back of that red Haymakers jersey, as scoring is for Coda. Make it 7-2 Casselton. Peterson to third, Coppervig to second. And the line continues to move. Here's Maggio. 0 for 3. 2 fly ball outs and a ground ball to short. 1 for 6 here in the region tournament. First pitch to him is down and away for ball one. And the winner plays tomorrow, 2:30. A state qualifier game. They'll face the loser of tonight's game between Kindred and Valley City. Called strike. And 1-1. Castleton lost twice to Kindred in early June and split with Valley City in Castleton July 9th. Here's the 1-1. Little looper in left center field on Gomez. Drops in for a base hit. Rounding third, and they will stop Coppervig at third as the throw back in to the cutoff man Miller. And there Maggio has a base hit. Drops a single into left. That scores Keegan Peterson, and it's now 8-2 Haymakers. So an RBI, second of the tournament for Carter Maggio. And here's Mitchell. He had an RBI, 2-out base hit of the fourth. And the ball inside, and it's 1-0. So now the Haymakers, 8-2. You have potential game-ending run at the plate here in Mitchell. The 1-0 from Egan. It is down low, 2-0 the count. Still a ways away, but I'm sure the Haymakers in the back of their mind thinking, we get another couple of hits here, and this could become reality. 3-0 the count, up high. Egan has recorded 2 outs. Got the final out of the fourth, and in this inning, 4 singles and a hit batsman. And now ball 4. A bases loaded walk. That'll force home another run as the 90-foot shuffle continues. Across the plate comes Coppervig. It's 9-2 Haymakers. To third, Broughton. Maggio to second. 8th batter of the inning is Eli Boer. 2 singles and 3 trips. And the pitch in the dirt. It's knocked down nicely by Rourke. And ball 1 the count. And trip to the mound coming. Looks like maybe August Grothman, one of the assistants, out for a visit. I wonder if that one thing they might tell him is Egan's really pitching at a fast pace. He might even just say, you know what, just slow down. Just, you know, it's all right to work quick, and you want to work quick, but at this point you're just kind of getting there and throwing. You got to take a moment here. The haymakers, and he's been right around the plate. I mean, and with that have a pretty aggressive approach, and they've adjusted to the pitchers well. With Eibach, they did a nice job running up his pitch count. They fouled off a number of two-strike pitches to extended bats, and they were rewarded with base hits. And now here with Egan right around the plate, and they're jumping to the first thing they see. So the conference comes to a close. 3 in, 3 on for Casselton. That early 2-0 Jets lead seems like a memory. The delivery, chopper wide of third over Mitch Shear's head in the third base coaching box and foul. It is 1-1. So hits for the haymakers today. It has been a group effort in the delivery. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Coppervig 3 hits. 2 for Bohr, 2 for Pearson, 3 for Verkota. He's 3 for 3, and Muckow and Peterson also with base hits. 1-2 outside, 2-2 the count. The bottom third of the order is a combined 5 of 9 4-runs batted in. He put Pearson in that 6th spot. And a couple more hits to that. 2-2. Chopper to third. Hecker plays it, but in foul territory. 6 through 9 batters, 7 for 12. 5 runs batted in. That'll play. 2-2 the count. The 2-2 coming. Fly ball into right center field. Playable. Klein over into right center. Makes the catch. Runner to tag. Here comes Broughton. The throw will go to third base. And Broughton will score. Sacrifice fly. Bohr does the job to make it a 10-2 Haymakers lead. Productive afternoon for Eli. A couple of runs scored. There, a run batted in. Another runner stay put as they keep Maggio at second and Mitchell at first. And the 9th batter of the inning is Cale Pearson. Singled. Was run 4, scored in the 2nd. RBI single, scored in the 3rd. And the delivery, he is low for a ball, and it's 1-0. So a 4-run inning here as the Haymakers have scored in 4 consecutive innings. Now own a comfortable 10-2 advantage. And the pitch, high in the air, back of second. Perrault now back to the infield dirt, and two-handed catch to retire Pearson, and that'll end the inning. The Haymakers bat around. 4 runs in the inning. 4 hits. There were no Jets errors and 2 left on. Castleton has busted this one open. The end of 5 from Jack Williams Stadium. Class A East Region Legion Baseball Tournament. It's the Haymakers 10, the Fargo Jets 2. We're back in 60 seconds. Top of the 6th inning. Jackson Parker has under 20 pitches to go, but now a comfortable lead. Jets will bring up here in the top of the 6th inning. It'll be 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. Jackson Parker, if you just joined us, it was a early 2-0 lead for the Jets. A couple of unearned runs. That's an error in the inning, couple of walks. It's kind of a messy top of the first, but really since then, 1, 2, 3 in the second. In the last 4 innings, set down the haymakers in order in the second and third. They got to get Pearson another catcher's mask because something is loose or something is off with the one he had. So get him another catcher's mask to work with, as Parker is all ready to go. He's just waiting for his catcher and finish up those warm-up tosses. Mandan hosting the state Class A tournament. That'll run from the 1st through the 5th. Championship game is Monday at noon. It's like 4 games on the 1st, 4 games the 2nd. Start knocking teams out. 3 on the 3rd, 2 on the 4th. Pitch is outside, ball 1 to Eibach. And 1 ball. Peralta and Egan will follow. Eibach 0 for 2, grounded a short in his last at bat, and the delivery by Parker. Ground ball to the right side, charging Coppervig. Fields cleanly, and steps and throws on to first to retire Eibach. 1 away here in the 6th inning. I'll bring up Andrew Peralta. Struck out and grounded to first. 0 for 8 now here in the tournament. Jets had 7 hits, including a triple from Schultz. A big hit in that 6th inning in the 3-1 win, eliminating the Comets. Just 3 hits last night. Hecker 1 and Egan a pair of singles. Losing to Wahpeton, called strike nothing in 1. And post 20, Wahpeton. Caden Kappa's game 4 innings, struck out 6, and threw 43 pitches. You got 4 solid innings. You can probably have him back if they need him Saturday. You strike out 6 in 4 innings and do it 43 pitches. That is about as economical as you can be. Fouled away in 2 strikes now to Peralta. And the delivery in the dirt. No one hops away. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The wind hasn't let up and won't let up here in a blast furnace of a day here in the Red River Valley. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. 10-2. Castleton with 10 unanswered runs. The lead here in the top of the 6th inning. And that foul, inside out swing, foul to the right field corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rest of the schedule today, following this game, probably looking at 30 to 40 minutes roughly after this one is over. As a ground ball out to third, played behind the bag by Maggio. Throw across the diamond in time to get Peralta. There's 2 down. Devils Lake and the Fargo Bombers next. Winners bracket games tonight. Wahpeton will take on the West Fargo Aces, and Kindred going to elect to Josh Almaris and the Vikings against Valley City. 4-0 win over the Bombers last night. And Valley City won the story of the tournament. Play-in game took care of the Vets Wednesday and upset Devils Lake, the top seed. The delivery, and we talked about over the course of, we've been following this East region in the middle division. Correction, strike to Egan, 0-1. That bounces away from Pearson, and that will level the count at 1. And this thing was wide open. We would not be surprised if maybe a 6-7, or in case Valley City, a 9 seed maybe finds their way to the state tournament. It is 1-1. Ground ball to the right side. Fielded cleanly Coppervig, and on to first, and a 3-up, 3-down inning for Parker. 3 ground ball outs. His third 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. So Parker, rock solid. Through 6 innings of work, he has, counting it up here, 9 ground ball outs. He's got some pitches to spare if we do have a top of the 7th inning. Nothing across. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Casselton 10, the Fargo Jets 2. We're back with more playoff baseball in 60 seconds. North, and also presented to you by Cottonwood Golf Course, Casselton. It's always a great day for 9. Might be a little hot and windy and steamy, but it's always a good day for 9 at Cottonwood Golf Course in Castleton. Carter Vercoda to lead things off. Last of the 6th. The Haymakers battled around. Vercoda started the 5th inning with a single. He is 3 for 3. 3 singles, an RBI, and a pair of runs scored. Ball 1 the count. Vercoda, Muckow, and Keegan Peterson to face Egan. Line drive. How about 4 for 4 for Vercoda? Base hit left field. Solid base knock for Verch, and leadoff man is on. 15 hits now for Castleton. Here is Muckow.
Next up for the Haymakers, number 19, Noel.
1 for 3, a 2-run double to right to finish off a 3-run 3rd inning. Flying to left in his last at bat. 1 for 3 today and 1 for 6 here in the tournament. Egan, slide step to the plate, half swing. That'll cost Muckow strike 1. Modest lead at first by Vercoda, and the delivery is hit a mile high. Out back of second, Peralt in and stays with it through the wind and makes the catch. Started to the outfield grass and had to work his way back towards the usual second base position. Makes the catch to retire Muckow. Had been a home run in an elevator. 1 away in the 6th for Keegan Peterson. Got a base hit in his last at bat. 1 for 3 with a run batted in. And 1 for 4 here in the East Region Tournament. Sat in the pitch. Inside corner, strike 1. Peralt playing a little bit more towards second. Vercoda goes. Pitch is low. Throw to second on 1 bounce. Peralt covering. Stolen base for Vercoda. Got a good jump. 2 strikes now to Peterson with Coppervig on deck. So 4 hits for Vercoda, 3 for Coppervig. That's a number of guys with multiple hits today for Castleton among their 15. Egan tried to drop one to the inside corner and just missed. Might have dropped the arm angle just a touch, and it's 1-2 the count. 2 hits for Boer and Pearson as well, as the Haymakers, 8 of their 9 batters have at least 1 base hit this afternoon. The 1-2 delivery. Ground ball out to short, and the ball gets by the shortstop Miller. He'll chase it down. Vercoda will try to score. Here comes the throw to the plate. He's in. Sliding in safely and taking second of the throw is Peterson. It's 11-2. An error charge to Miller at short got by him, and Vercoda never broke stride. Mitch Shear waved him home. Up 8 to have the luxury to maybe take a chance or 2 on the base paths, and it worked. Needed a good throw to get him, and they beat the throw to the plate. So an error, no run batted in. Peterson ends up at second on the throw. Vercoda scores. It's now 11-2. The Haymakers a run away from ending this one early. Here's Coppervig. 3 singles, a bunt single in his last at bat of the 5th. He came around to score. He has scored twice today. Potential game ender at second in Keegan Peterson. The delivery. Here's a drive. Right center field into the gap. Hustling over Klein. He can't get it. Ball gets by him in right center field. Peterson rounding third. He'll get the green light from Mitch Shear. He'll score. Coppervig has his 4th hit. It's good for a double. And we'll end things here in the 6th. Castleton wins it 12-2. Slicing away from Klein, couldn't get it. Once it got past him, Keegan Peterson got the go-ahead from Mitch Shear to come on home as the Haymakers, losing 12-2 and 6 yesterday. Baseball, like life, evens out, and the Haymakers are 1 win away from a trip to the state tournament next week in Mandan, as 2 runs in the inning, 2 runs on 2 hits. There was an error and 1 left on as the Haymakers victorious. They will face either Valley City or Kindred tomorrow at 2:30 and a potential for 2 games, but the one in front of them is the most important at this point. So Parker goes 6, settles down after a shaky start, and the bats come to life for the Haymakers today. The season ends for the Fargo Post 2 Jets. Final score in 6, Castleton 12, Fargo Jets 2. Our post-game report coming up in 3 minutes.